San Bruno Mountain out there. New at 6, a new office opened today for a San Francisco nonprofit that's putting people to work to clean up the streets and to clean up the city's image. KPIX 5's John Ramos has the story.
San Francisco is one of the most fascinating cities in the world, but it is not always the cleanest or the safest. So you may be surprised to learn who it is that's working to help change that. The farmers market in San Francisco's UN Plaza is crowded on Sundays with locals and tourists alike. And when nature calls, the city provides sidewalk restrooms that they call pit stops. But there's something else, an attendant to greet people and keep things on the up and up.
Having someone here all the time keeps the place clean, and it's just a real good influence on the whole city around this neighborhood.
Attendants give directions, keep things clean, and discourage drug users from taking over the facilities. They also clean city streets and parks and keep BART elevators free of riffraff. The workers are paid through a nonprofit called Urban Alchemy that puts former long-term offenders to work, providing a service that is desperately needed. Marvin Salim says, despite what some people think, hiring ex-cons can be a good business move.
Once they get a job, they're determined. They're determined not to go back.
So it's a pretty dedicated workforce?
Right, that is, yeah, it is.
The program's founder says because her workers spent years in prison, they have learned something she calls emotional intelligence.
And that is the ability to read and assess people and situations and speak to people in a way with love and respect that kind of gets them to understand that there are rules and to comply with it, but in a very respectful way.
That helps in dealing with many of the city's down and out, like those who hang out on 6th Street. And that's why today's opening of their new office on 6th, just a block off of Market Street, was so meaningful.
Symbolically, it's important for us to have our office where you have kind of the concentration of the things that we're dealing with.
Their approach is not to shoo off the street people in favor of the tourists and businesses, but to make things more livable when everyone is together. Others are taking notice of what Urban Alchemy is doing. They've already got a contract to begin working in Los Angeles' Skid Row, and they expect to be expanding there in the coming months. In San Francisco, John Ramos, KPIX 5.
Urban Alchemy is a nonprofit contractor with the city. It employs more than 750 people, and they expect that number to grow to 900 people by the end of the year.